Good morning, students. I am Dr. Monica and I am going to discuss with you the chapter that is coordination compounds. This chapter is in plus 2 class syllabus, and in this chapter I will discuss the introduction part of the chapter. So first of all, what are coordination compounds? Coordination compounds contain a central metal atom or ion surrounded by a number of oppositely charged ions or neutral molecules. These ions or molecules are bonded to the metal atom or ion by a coordinate bond. For example, there is a molecule that is K4 FeCN6. What is the main point? That is how we can detect that the coordination part, which is in brackets. In the brackets, what we see that is iron is the central metal ion and is surrounded by 6 cyanide ligands. Now, what are double salts? Double salts are exactly different or exactly opposite to that of coordination compounds. As is clear from the name, when two salts in stoichiometric ratios are crystallized together from their saturated solution, they are called double salts. For example, Mohr salt. And here, what we see, in Mohr salt, there are two salts, that is FeSO4 and ammonium sulfate, which are crystallized from their saturated solutions. The main point of difference between the double salts and the coordination compounds is that in double salts, when these are dissolved into water, these completely dissociate into their constituent ions, whereas in coordination compounds, it doesn't lose their identity when dissolved in water. Now, double salts and coordination compounds, basic difference is, for example, here we have a double salt, that is potassium sulfate, aluminium sulfate and 24 water molecules. When it is dissolved in water, it is dissociated into different ions, for example, potassium ion, aluminium ion, sulfate ion and water. It means it completely loses its identity when dissolved in water. On the other hand, when we dissolve coordination compounds, the coordination part doesn't lose its identity. For example, in K4 FeCN6, it first dissociates into potassium ion and in the hexacyanoferrate part, but we see that hexacyanoferrate part doesn't dissociate into further. Now, so from the earlier discussion, we have seen that there is many different points between the coordination compounds and double salts. So, coordination compounds retains its identity in the solid as well as in the dissolved state. In double salt, these lose its identity when dissolved in water. Coordination compounds formed from apparently saturated molecules capable of independent existence. For example, NaCl2 is an independent molecule. Ammonia is also an independent molecule, but when the both are dissolved, it results into another coordination compound which also have the independent existence. On the other hand, double salt is made up of the constituents which don't have their independent existence. Now, in the third difference, we have given the examples of both. Now, in this figure, we can clearly see that coordination compound contains the various parts. For example, the bracket part is known as coordination sphere, which don't lose its identity when dissolved in water. The red color showed bracket is the coordination sphere. The chloride ion, which is shown outside the bracket, that is known as the ionizable ion. And the charge present on the chloride ion is exactly opposite to that of the coordination sphere. And the metal ion is surrounded by a fixed number of ions, and that fixed number is known as coordination number. The ions or neutral molecules which surrounds the metal ion, that are known as ligands. Now, coordination entity. Coordination entity constitutes the bracket portion. That is, for example, we have example K4 FeCN6. In this molecule, the part which is in brackets represents the coordination entity. that is the FeCN6 4 negative. Next is the central atom or ion. In a coordination entity, the atom or ion to which a fixed number of ions groups are bound in a definite geometrical arrangement around it is called the central atom or ion. For example, in K4 FeCN6, Fe positive is the central metal ion. Next is the ligand. A molecule or ion or group that is bonded to the metal atom or ion in a complex coordination compound by a coordinate bond is called ligand. The ligand may be positively charged, negatively charged, or neutral. For example, water is a ligand, that is neutral ligand. Cn negative is negatively charged ligand, and No positive is a positively charged ligand. Here, from this example, K4 FeCN6, it is clearly shown that which part represents which. That is, K4 is the counter ion, Cn is the ligand, Fe is the central metal atom, and the complete bracket portion is known as coordination sphere. And 6 is representing the coordination number. Now, what is donor atom? In the ligand, the atom which is directly attached to the metal is called donor atom. For example, in the complex K4 FeCN6, Cn is a donor atom. Coordination sphere. The central atom or ion and the ligands attached to it are enclosed in a square bracket and are collectively termed as coordination sphere. Basically, the portion which is in brackets, that is in the square brackets, that is known as coordination sphere or coordination entity. For example, in the complex K4 FeCN6, the part which is in brackets, that is FeCN6 4 negative, is the coordination sphere. From this slide, you can also understand this topic very clearly. Next is coordination polyhedron. Polyhedron, that is the special arrangement of the ligand atoms that is directly attached to the central metal atom or ion. For example, in the first case, matter is directly attached by atoms which forms a square planar arrangement. In the second case, it is tetrahedral. In the third case, it is trigonal bipyramidal. Fifth case, it is square bipyramidal. Here is the coordination number 5. And in the last case, it is octahedral, where coordination number is 6. Next is the charge on the complex ion. The charge on the complex ion is equal to the algebraic sum of the charges on all the ligands coordinated to the central metal ion. It is calculated by adding, that is, algebraic sum of the charges. Next is the denticity. The number of ligating atoms present in ligand is called denticity. That is, in the ligand, the atom which are directly attached to the metal, that is the denticity. If one atom is directly attached, that is, it is 1, and if it is more than 1, then we have the different numbers. Next is type of ligands. On the basis of denticity, there is monodendrite ligand, for example, ammonia, water, chloride. And if the donor atoms are 2, then we can say bidendrite ligand, that is ethylene diamine. Here in this molecule, 2 nitrogen atom working as the donor atom, so it is a didendrite ligand. In the third case, polydendrite ligand, that is ethylene diamine tetraacetate ion, that is EDTA. In this case, in the molecule, there are 2 nitrogen atoms and 4 oxygen atoms that are directly that can directly attach with the central metal atom, and that's it means it is hexadendrite ligand. Now, what is chelate? As in some ligands, there are more than 1 donor atoms. So when they join to central metal atom, they form a ring-like structure. And this ring is called chelate. That is organic metal complex in which there is a closed ring of atoms caused by attachment of ligands to metal atom at 2 points. An example is the complex ion found between ethylene diamine and cupric ion R, that is this molecule, we can say. Now, this is clearly shown from this example, that is the 5-membered structure is formed. These all are examples of chelate. Next is ambidendrite ligand. Ambidendrite ligands are those ligands in which the same ligand can attach to the central metal atom more than one side. That is ligand which can ligate through two different atoms present in it are called ambidendate ligands. For example, NO. This NO ligand can attach to the central metal atom through nitrogen and oxygen as well. Similarly, SCN negative, this can also attach to the central metal atom through sulfur and as well as through the nitrogen. This is the representation, that is SCN. SCN, when the negative charge is on nitrogen, then it can attaches to the metal through nitrogen, and in case it can also attach to the sulfur. Thank you. I will cover up to this part. Next part will be covered in the next period. Thank you.